So yesterday on the Morning Report, we brought you the first part of our story, Teacher Accused, about a kindergarten teacher in Bucksport accused of assaulting one of his students. The teacher's name is Christian Coble. We're calling the student Jimmy, although that's not his actual name. The charges were serious: aggravated assault, which is a felony, and endangering the welfare of a child. It was quite a shock to the community, especially since Coble was known to be a skilled educator with a special knack for helping struggling kids. Several letters written by parents and colleagues on Coble's behalf after his arrest, all describing him as a gifted, caring teacher. Some of the letter writers also claim to be familiar with young Jimmy and paint a picture of a child in crisis. An assessment with which Coble concurs, adding that Jimmy's volatility in the classroom was traumatizing his classmates.
Students were being hit, pushed, grabbed, screamed at, red-faced, screamed at in their face.
About 7 weeks into the school year, it all came to a head with an incident in the hallway that eventually led to Coble's arrest. He admits he was frustrated to the breaking point by then, but he says not with his student, but with the school's administration.
For 3 weeks I had been asking the administration, you need to get these parents in here. And for whatever reasons, the parents weren't coming in. After that incident in the hallway, I told my principal if the student was in school on Monday without a safety care plan in place, I was going to call the state and report my school district to the state for unsafe school conditions. The next day, the principal got the parents in.
Coble says at the beginning of that meeting, Jimmy's parents, who declined to be interviewed for this story, were defensive, blaming other students and even Coble himself for their son's situation.
Because I had documented every incident, big incident that was going on, I was accused of bullying my student. Like, I was singling him out and targeting him, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. I had students hiding under playground structures to make sure that they could be safe from that other student.
Of course, this meeting was held in private, and of the participants, the only one who's talking about it is Coble. But according to his account, a couple of things to note about it. One, that the alleged assault happened just the day before, but according to Coble, nobody said anything about it during the meeting. And two, that although the meeting started off with an adversarial tone, by the end of it, all parties agreed that Jimmy would be rushed to the top of the special ed referral list, which likely would have resulted with some one-on-one help in the classroom.
And it was supposed to get better after that, but I still didn't receive any help after that.
And Coble says 1 week later, things really came to a head when something set Jimmy off yet again, and he went around the classroom pretending to shoot his classmates in the face.
You know, pretended to have a gun, and he would go right into almost every student. He would walk around, he'd go blam, I'd kill you. And then that's when I got to the point where I had exhausted everything I could from a teacher standpoint of getting help. And then I sent a letter home to the 14 other families saying, for the first time in my career, I couldn't keep their children mentally or physically safe from one student.
Coble says he didn't name the student, but he encouraged the parents to talk to their kids and then bring any concerns they had to the administration.
I sent the letter home on a Thursday. The next day, Friday, superintendent came in and told me I was suspended. I was at home the whole time, the month of the investigation, thinking I was going to go back with a slap on the wrist for sending something home without running it past the administration.
But instead, Coble says he was completely blindsided when he met with the administration, was shown the video of the hallway incident for the first time, and was told he was being recommended for dismissal. Tomorrow morning, more details on that incident, what happened next in the case as well. And at the conclusion of this story, you'll be able to see it in its entirety on News Center Maine Plus, our free streaming service available on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Also, just one more note for you today. Although we've taken steps to protect the identity of the child in this story, we know that word gets around in small towns. So we do want to ask you on the family's behalf to respect their privacy as they too work to move forward in their lives.